What week is this, Nikki? You're muted, darling.
I'm not sure. Sorry, honey. Let me check.
Okay, I got some slow internet happening. Come on, come on. I'm shutting everything down, trying to get my internet happening. Sorry, ladies and gents. Computer is clunking. All right, how am I coming? Am I coming across all right? Yep, okay, fantastic. Just have not got the live happening.
Okay.
Ooh.
Ready. We're live in Jumbo Team and recording to the cloud.
What are you doing there, Nikki? You're streaming into this call. That one. What's happening there? Oh, I see a fantastic picture of Big Daddy and Jerry promoting today's call. And do I see a special guest on the call today? It's Jerry Martin from the US of A. So everyone, I am looking forward to sharing a wonderful call with our incredible upline, Jerry and Bobby Martin. Okay, the live is on. Great, that's happening in the Shine Bright team. And it is once again our 12 o'clock call every week that we have been doing while we're doing the 90-day sprint. It's week 10 already, crikey. So I hope you are all going well and still excited about Bali, having a strong finish. And we normally do some recognition. Our apologies, recognition has been challenging these past few weeks because there is big stuff coming this September at convention. And all of Jixity's resources are going into that announcement. So stay tuned for what we get at convention this year. So we're going to go straight into the training, and I want to introduce to you an amazing lady from Texas, USA, living in Albuquerque, but she's a Texan girl at heart, our incredible sponsor, Jerry Martin. Welcome to the call, Jerry.
Thanks, Justin. Thanks so much. So I'm excited to talk to you guys tonight about bank.
Oh, what's bank, Jerry?
What is bank? So recently, Bobby, we were introduced to this new, I want to call it a technology because that's what it is. And so Bobby and I were introduced to a meeting in Las Vegas, Nevada by the founder. And I have to admit to you guys that I went to the meeting with Bobby to be supportive. We all know Bobby has a tendency to embrace new technologies and new ideas and change horses in the middle of the race.
It sounds like, Jerry, you're saying he has shiny object syndrome.
Squirrel! Yeah. So anyway,
he's very enthusiastic.
I went with him to be supportive. And I have to tell you, I have embraced this like nothing I've ever seen before, because I see that the technology, I see the implications going far beyond what we can do with our businesses, which is huge, but also in our personal lives. So I'll give you guys my 10-minute overview. Okay, is that good? Okay, I apologize for using my notes, but I haven't internalized this stuff yet. So,
well, Jerry is just recently embarked. When did you get back from the conference on bank?
It's been like 6 weeks, and then October 4th through the 8th, Bobby and I are both going to Newport Beach, California to do the training. We're both going to be certified. So,
which is amazing, guys. So bank is this global system of helping people see different personality types. And our upline has invested a substantial amount of money and time into learning this system and giving us access to the system to help us communicate more effectively to the people that we meet. How good's that? It's awesome.
The good part is that if we're certified trainers, then we can teach it to everyone in our downline without anybody having to pay anything for it. So that's the point. That's why we're going to do this. So I'll give you guys the overview. This will take me about 10 minutes, and here's the cards. I'll just throw those up. Number one, I want you guys to know that we are all in sales. We're all in sales. All of us. We may have been told to think that we're sharing, but that's a euphemism designed to get us to make us feel better about the fact that we are in sales. We're selling ourselves. We're selling our influence, but primarily we're selling our belief in a hugely impactful product that is changing lives. The problem is that the sales model is broken, resulting in most of us having pretty dismal results. I firmly believe that we can change that. Although a lot of you have been introduced to bank, I want to start with a brief overview of the technology. It is a system that allows you to quickly decode another's personality and easily understand and predict their buying behavior. In fact, it is the only methodology in the world scientifically validated to predict buying behavior in less than 90 seconds. For those of you who are knowledge people, there are white papers available. We'll get to that later. Anyway, so what does BANK stand for? The B in BANK stands for blueprint. Blueprints like stability, structure, systems, planning, processes, predictability, responsibility, duty, rules, credentials, titles, tradition. Blueprints live inside the box. The A stands for action. Action types like freedom, flexibility, spontaneity, action, opportunity, excitement, attention, stimulation, competition, winning, fun, and image. Action types live outside the box. In fact, they probably don't believe there is a box. The N stands for nurturing. Nurturing types like relationships, authenticity, personal growth, significance, teamwork, involvement, community, charity, ethics, harmony, morality, and contribution. Nurturing types recycle or improve the box. The K in BANK stands for knowledge. Knowledge type like learning and intelligence, logic, self-mastery, technology, research and development, science, universal truths, expertise, competence, accuracy, and the big picture. Knowledge types engineer the box. So how does it work? The four basic categories of personality characteristics influence the way we make buying decisions. Each buying personality has a set of shared values and typical behavior patterns that make that individual unique. These values and behaviors make the person more receptive to certain approaches and communication strategies and determine what decisions he or she is most likely to make. The values of each BANK type similarly correspond to a number of adapting selling behaviors that work best with each personality type. So adaptive selling behaviors are specific alterations in the way you communicate information, your presentation, okay, to better empathize with the unique situation of the prospect. If we delve deeper into the four personality types and learn the values of each type, we can adapt our behaviors to better communicate with each type. In other words, we can make a presentation that resonates with that particular personality. Making sense? Okay, cool. So I am a blueprint, big time. If you show up on time, you probably lost me. If you are late, you definitely lost me. If you're dressed like a Walmart customer, we are done. If your business card identifies you as a global business developer, I'll probably never do business with you. I am particularly off-put by any kind of exaggeration or that kind of thing. I follow all of the rules. If there's a line and there's no one in it, I still can't cut it. Got it? I follow every rule. So that is, I am a blueprint. So are you getting the hang of it? So blueprints are fair and dependable. They believe in following the rules. Blueprints value getting the details and logistics. They dot the I's and cross the T's. They believe in finding every way possible to reduce risk and follow proven, time-tested systems that deliver results. When you remember blueprints, core personality and motivation, you'll understand why they buy. Actions are outside the box. This is Bobby Martin, big time. The box is way too confining for them, so they typically want nothing to do with the box. In some cases, you'll even hear an action type say, "What box?" and ignore it completely. They avoid anything to do with a box. Action types are red hot, on fire, act like they just drank Red Bull for breakfast. They're the movers and shakers. They talk fast, drive fast, and live life on the red line. And they love to be treated like VIP celebrities. So they like to receive red carpet treatment. Action types are always looking for the best option. And they value flexibility so they can change their minds at any point in time. If a better option presents itself, they want to feel free to choose that instead. Bobby's in action, big time. He has received well-deserved criticism for discovering a new approach and immediately switching, attempting to take all of us with him in the process. This is a painful process for his blueprint wife. Action types are some of the most fun and independent people around. They are unafraid to take risks and are always on the lookout for new opportunities. They will disrupt and improve upon the status quo. If anyone is going to be involved in the next big thing, it's actions. As big go-getters, action types are always searching for better opportunities to be the best or have the best. When you remember actions, core personality, and motivation, you'll understand why they buy. Nurturing types would recycle the box. They could also gift wrap the box and give it away, or use the box to collect donations for causes close to their hearts. They care more about making a difference than they do about making a dollar. The key motive for nurturing types is to love and to be loved. They truly want to make the world a better place, and they actually believe that world peace is possible.
Nurturing is possible, Jerry. It is.
Nurturing types are some of the friendliest and most open people around. They value relationships, which is why they won't trust you if there isn't a genuine connection. Nurturing types empower people to be their best and support others' growth. They believe there's more to life than money, which means that nurturing types won't purchase unless there is a deeper purpose. My best example of a nurturing type is Trish Winkler. She wanted to be like her Aunt Patricia, who was a missionary, but she had a family to feed. Being involved with a transformational product and a company that is motivated first and foremost by pristine ethics feeds her nurturing personality and allows her to feed her family. When you remember nurturing types, core personality, and motivation, you'll understand why they buy. Knowledge types engineer the box. Can anyone say, "Oh, this works for me in New Mexico"? I say, "Does anyone know? Can anyone say Los Alamos?" So there's a town in northern Mexico that there are more PhDs living in that town than any place else in the world. So that is where they developed the nuclear bomb. So that town is pretty much an entire town of knowledge people, right? So I say, can you say Los Alamos? I'm guessing it's a community of knowledge types. The key motive for the knowledge type is to be right. You guys, you know these people, you have met these people. They have to be right. They cannot move forward with your offer unless they know with certainty that it is the right decision. Knowledge types are some of the smartest and most rational people around. They value reason, which gives them an uncanny ability to analyze a situation quickly and accurately. Knowledge types have a lifelong quest for self-mastery, so they are constantly looking to improve. They will happily analyze difficult topics and take all the raw data to which you can give them access. When you remember knowledge types, core personality and motivation, you'll understand why they buy. These are the guys that you have to give them a lot of information, but you also have to give them time to internalize that before they can even talk to you about something. So regardless of your code, the key is to understanding that every person is part blueprint, part action, part nurturing, and part knowledge. You have all types inside you, and so does your prospect or key relationship. You need to be able to easily figure out what types your prospects are and use the correct behavior to close the sale based on their underlying buying behavior. What if I told you that you could easily and accurately type your prospects in under 90 seconds every time? In fact, August 1st, which has already happened, this process will become even faster and way more reliable. I can tell you guys about this exciting stuff in a week or so, because they're just rolling this stuff out. Cracking your prospect bank code is an essential part of making sure that you deliver the right presentation 100% of the time. So there's only one way to crack somebody's code in such a small window of time and get it right every time. You must ask your prospect what their code is. So Cherry Tree developed an ingenious method for doing this exact thing and getting it right every single time. She developed the set of 4 cards, with each card containing the values of its respective type. She then developed a systematic and scientific way to ask the prospect to sort the cards and determine his or her code. Here's why it works. People's curiosity gets the best of them, number one. Number two, the topic on the cards is about them, and they are their favorite topic. And number three, the cards use personality science to ask them to do the process. So number one, ask your prospect. Number one, hand your prospect the set of bank cards and ask him or her to do you a favor before you get started with your presentation. Would you please do me a favor before we begin our conversation? Number two, ask your prospect to read the information on the cards. There's a set of values on each card. We're going to ask them to read the values on each of the cards. Each card has a top 12 values for its own type. This appeals to the knowledge individual because he or she is reading information and learning. I am then going to instruct my prospect to sort the cards in order based on his top priority card to his lowest priority card. So put the card that's most important and most like you on top down to least important and not like you on the bottom. This appeals to the blueprint. That would be me, because you're giving him rules, instructions, and processes for the activity. Step 4, I'm going to tell my process that this process will help me serve him better. This part of the exercise is tapping into the nurturing type because I'm building a relationship with him and getting to know him better. Step 5, tell him that this will also save you both some time. This part of the exercise appeals to the action type because he wants to hurry up and get to the bottom line, which is all about him, right? Occasionally, you'll be asked why you're doing this exercise. I love this response. Mr. or Mrs. Prospect, the reason I've asked you to do this exercise with we is because I found that this process allows me to serve you better and save us both some time. As you may have noticed, the title on each card says values. By sorting the cards according to your values, it allows me to deliver a custom presentation based on what's most important to you, rather than delivering a presentation based on my assumptions of what I think is important to you. I suspect every prospect will be happy to code themselves because it's all about them. I've never had anybody say no. They're always intrigued about the process. So now what? Do you identify with just one type or all four? While you may resonate with one type more than another, you likely connect to different aspects of all four types, creating your full bank code. Since every bank code is a combination of all four types, that means there are 24 different sequences or codes. While there are 6 combinations of codes for each primary type, the sequence of the code creates a different approach combination, requiring a completely different approach. Many people make the mistake of thinking if they can identify their prospect's primary type, they're all set. Not true. A person's secondary type matters a lot when it comes to presenting a message that best serves his or her inherent values. Bobby, for instance, is an action. So he's on, but his second type is a nurturer. So he's also big into, so you start to see that. An action is always looking for a new opportunity with major success, but her secondary type tempers that drive to win. An action nurturer isn't going to be interested if the opportunity hurts others or the environment. He wants to find a big opportunity that helps other people as it creates the good life. An action blueprint isn't going to be interested if the opportunity doesn't offer a simple system to get to the goal. An action knowledge isn't going to be interested if the opportunity isn't supported by science and logic. The fourth and final type is even more important than one's secondary type. The fourth position represents the code your prospect identifies with least, or even a code that turns him off entirely. We can identify the first 2 codes as triggers or hitting your prospect's primary values. Conversely, the last 2, particularly the last, can be identified as tripwires, making it impossible to go further. Keeping a person's last code from the forefront of the conversation isn't just a good idea, it's vital. Now, assuming that the population is divided evenly into all 4 types, which would be invalid, if I make a presentation as a blueprint, I should be able to engage and hopefully close 25% of my prospects. I have just left 75% of my prospect pool bewildered and unimpressed with my opportunity. No wonder our numbers are abysmal. Now, the good news. As the blueprint counterpart to Bobby Martin's action, I have committed not to just learning, but mastering bank. Bobby and I are both going through their training to become certified instructions October 4th through the 8th in Newport Beach, California, so that our entire team will have access to the bank system and the training. We'll be able to train everybody and without it costing anybody anything, which Justin, you and I both know that you don't master anything unless you teach it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it is my desire to completely master this program so that I can help our team with it. So I don't believe that this will just change our recruiting. It will impact your personal relationships in a way that we will all be sharing for years to come. There was a woman at the conference we went to. It was so impactful for me. She said, I have been able to rewrite my childhood. She said, my dad was career military, so he was a blueprint, and I was an action child. And all I did was break his rules every day. And she said, finally, through this program, I am able to understand that he wasn't angry with me as a kid. He was angry with my personality type. And it was very impactful for me. So I've seen lots and lots of people talk about the fact that they have reconciled problems with their spouses or their children based on bank. And Bobby and I are beginning to understand the things that we don't like about one another based on bank. So, I don't know. Do you have any questions for me?
Hey, thank you so much, Jerry. That was fantastic. And yeah, it's surprising. It's surprising to me, like what comes up for people. And what I found is when I did the test, the more I looked at it, the more I read into it, the more I agreed with it. I wasn't sure at first, but I was like, yeah, actually, I think that is spot on. So that was really great. I know.
Shauna, Shauna is in our group in New Mexico, and she's always said that she had a problem with self-assessment tools because people don't really understand themselves. But we believe the difference in bank is you're not assessing yourself, you're picking your values. So it's pretty simple to say, oh, I resonate with this, but I don't with that. So yeah, that's what I like about it.
Yeah, cool. Margot's straight onto it. She's actually got the cards, and she said, "Are we able to have Jerry's notes, please?" So she, she's keen. Maybe there's a bit of knowledge in Margot, so that's a knowledge response. So where to? Any questions for Jerry now? Like just from what she's presented. I bet what most of you were thinking. I bet I know what most of you are already thinking. Come on.
So here's the place to start. There's the book.
When they buy.
Why they buy.
Oh, why they buy. Sorry, why they buy.
So there's actually a study from San Francisco State University that there's a white paper available that this actually explains, it justifies that we actually buy because of our value system.
Okay, so what's that, Jane? I think I am, the action part of me won't sit. Oh, okay, right. Jane's saying the action part of her won't let her sit still long enough to learn it. Right, so
we can play at convention too, guys. So.
Yeah, hey, I'm pretty keen to get my hands on some sets of the cards. Is that something you can help us with, and particularly with us coming over?
Because we have committed for the training, we're going to get Bobby 500 sets of the cards.
1,000.
1,000 sets.
Is that all? 5,000? Holy cow!
1,000.
Oh, 1,000. Okay, cool.
We have asked them to make those available to us prior to convention. So,
let me just interject. Right now, we are sort of between. There are two companies. Bank Code is the original company. Code Breaker is the brand new company, and it has been brought into existence to work specifically with network marketers. So there's no affiliate program with Code Breaker, and there is an affiliate program with Bank Code. But what you can do right now is if you go to mybankcode.com / and see, I don't know for sure what it's going to be. It's not yet because I just checked to see.
No, honey, that's going to be crackmycode.com.
That's right. That's what I was trying to say, honey. I kind of got sidetracked. Right now, if you go to mybankcode.com / BJ Martin, you can crack your code. You can give it to anybody, and it'll send you the report. As an example, Justin, what I had you guys do before is I think I told you it was Code Breaker. Well, when you go to Code Breaker, it says you've been invited by the corporation. So I never see that report.
Right.
I never saw yours.
Okay. I got it.
If you go to mybankcode.com/BJ Martin, we'll see it. In a matter of a few days, it'll be crackmycode.com/Redux.
Okay.
That's gonna be when you get your cards at convention. That's what'll be on the cards.
That's the one I used.
No, you didn't. You didn't use /Redux. You used Crack My Code. No, it was crackmycode.com/BJ Martin. But it didn't make any difference that you put the BJ Martin. It still said you're invited by the corporation. If you go there right now, you'll see what I'm saying. It says you're invited by the corporation.
We spent an hour on Zoom with Sherry Tree on Friday, so we think we've got it all straightened out now.
Yeah, fantastic. It actually
and
it
I gotta
was
tell you guys, I love the guy. I love these guys as much as I love the guys that founded ASEA. They are solid. And, yeah.
That's a big call. So if I go crackmycode.com/Redux, Bobby, which is, I did that on Saturday, it goes to crackmycode.com/discover your code. But when you go down, you do the test, in the bottom of it, the promo code Redux is already in there.
Really?
Yeah. So that's the one I actually used on Saturday, and I got my report. Yeah.
I didn't get your report, which tells me it's not coming to us.
Yeah.
That's
so maybe the forwarding of the report isn't done yet.
That's right. That's what's not working.
So what, are we allowed to give this code out to people yet, or are we waiting until it's all properly set up?
Why don't you just wait a little bit? It'll be done in the next couple of days. In fact, I'll be surprised if it's not done tomorrow.
Okay.
But yeah, we want you to do that. I think right now, if you go to mybankcode.com/BJ Martin, we'll get it.
Okay.
That's anyway.
That's working. It's just the crackmycode.com Redux is not working yet.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I was surprised with mine.
What are you?
Knowledge, action. No, what is it?
I knew you were knowledge, and so is Nicole. How do you guys
I'm a nurturer. So I'm
not knowledge.
Nurture, action, blueprint, knowledge. I'm a
Nicole,
nurture, action.
Nicole is an action blueprint, nurturing knowledge.
I actually chose action, nurturing, knowledge, blueprint because I hate rules. Rules are making me broken.
You and Bobby are the same.
What? Now, wait a minute, Nicole.
I love planning and I love systems, but I hate rules and I disagree with them because most of them are wrong.
Oh my God, that explains so much about you.
Nicole, somehow or another, I got you down as an ABNK. That's wrong, obviously.
Yeah, Jaron thought I was a B as well, and some of it, in some ways, I am. But the rules bit, I'm not one for rules. I'm a
That's
rebel.
why every time corporate tells you something, you say no.
Well, they're wrong sometimes. They're stupid sometimes. And I'm like, that's not going to work. And then they're like, oh, you were right. That didn't work. I'm like, well, I told you.
Yeah, I do often say to her, she's a rebel without a cause.
I can tell you that right now you can go to mybankcode.com/BJ Martin and you can take it and we'll get the results. It won't be long. It won't be long until we'll be at the crackmycode.com/Redux. That's going to be our permanent spot as soon as they get it turned over.
So I hope you guys are seeing the value of what we're doing here, and we just want to share it with everyone. So,
and one of the things we're going to do probably after convention is we're going to have Sherry Tree come on and do a presentation for our whole team, and we'll schedule it at a time when you guys and the folks back here can all be on at the same time.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So that'll be not long after convention, and we'll be looking at doing that probably on around a 7 or an 8 p.m. Friday time, Bobby and Jerry's time, which is at our sort of 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. on a Saturday. And what we can do is we should make that a big event and set up like little parties all over the place. Hopefully Fernando and the Filipinos can do a party somewhere, and we can all Zoom in and do the test before that, and then go through all of the process and really start to understand how we're communicating to each other and how we can be more effective and use each other's strengths to our advantage, right? Like I love Trish always said, team, together everyone achieves more. And it's so much more when you understand how people are thinking, what their values are. Yeah. Great.
I can tell you that Jerry and I, starting very quickly, our whole approach is that, number one, we find out what people want, because that's all they're ever going to do is what they want to do. Once I know what you want, then I want to find out why you buy. What are the values that make you say yes to the proposition? Once I know those two things, I got a whole lot better chance. Statistically, I have a 300% better chance that you'll say yes. Now, will you build the business? I don't know. If you want to, you will. All right, I got to go. Love you guys. It's great to see you.
Yeah,
Bobby,
good to see you,
the
bud.
whole team is commenting on the fact that your shirt is out of the box.
yeah.
I love to tell them that when, like when we're on an ASEA trip and he has that shirt on, I can see him from outer space. So I can always find him at the pool.
I live my code. Love you guys. Great to
All
see you.
right. Yeah. Hey, big, massive thanks to these guys. All of us are here is because Bobby was being in action and having a drink with a stranger at a party many years ago in America. So a huge thank you to Big Daddy Bobby Martin and Jerry Martin for all that you've done to create the Shine Bright team. Let's give them a big round of applause, and thank you, Jerry, for your presentation today.
My notes are, hey, there's David. Dustin, my notes are from the book, and I'll be happy to send those to you, and you can send them to me.
Oh, please do. Yeah, if you send them to me, Jerry, I'll put them as a PDF in the Facebook post in the comments with this video. That'd be great.
Okay.
All right. Love yous all. Thank you very much, and do your best to shine your brightest and be amazing today. Make it a great day. Bye for now.
Thanks, Jerry. Thanks,
Bye.
guys.